Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is part one of a new series. What if Deku was a swordsman? So let's get into this part. It's a bright day outside, but you see a man on the floor, bleeding from his chest, as there's a slash there. As you see another, well, teenager, as you could say, well not teen, a boy, about the age of 10 or 11, standing over this man, as he is the one who cut his chest. As the man then says, "So, you're gonna kill me for no reason, huh? What did I ever do to you?" As the boy then says, "You killed my sister." As the man says, "Kid, I killed a multitude of people." As Deku shows a picture, well, yeah, now you know it's Deku. So he shows a picture of his older sibling and says, "You killed my sister." As the man then remembers who this girl was. Deku's older sister, she had green hair just like Deku had. Like I said had. His hair no longer green. His hair is now completely white. Actually, no, his hair is black, just black. And he had green eyes. Same green eyes as in canon, but a little bit brighter. As the man's eyes widen, as he remembered that the person that he did that girl that he killed, was his teammate, and he had to do it off orders. So Deku basically says, "You killed my sister." As we can see behind one of the bulletproof glass, that another girl the same age as Deku is looking and seeing this. She's banging on the door, telling him to stop, don't do it. But Deku's not listening. As the man says, "Yes, kid, I did kill her." As Deku says, "Good, that's all the proof I needed." As Deku sliced the man's throat, killing the man instantly. He didn't drop the USB. As he looked back at the girl, basically saying, because she could hear him through the bulletproof door, he basically says, "If you really want to know what happened today and why I killed your brother, look at this USB drive." As he basically used one of his techniques, and he's out of there in an instant. A speed technique, which I'm going to call the flash step. Yeah, I know, I'm not original. I don't care. Now, let's take it back a couple of years. Izuku Midoriya, his birth had just begun. Basically he just got born. A baby with no green hair, freckles, and basically his older sister there holding him in her hands, because she's just a kid right now, at the young age right now. Well, not that young, she's like a teenager. As Inko's older in this one, she had an older daughter, and she's still both their fathers. So Deku growing up, he also looked up to his big sister. When he turned 4, it was said that he was quirkless. So what Inko did, she actually kicked him out, and this one giving him up. So Deku's sister took Deku, and Deku's sister basically said that she is no longer Inko's daughter, which this did make Inko mad and a little bit sad that she lost her daughter. Now Deku's sister was in the military. Now, with her being in the military, she basically went to war, did all that thing. She was a soldier. Now, one of her teammates stabbed her in the back and killed her. Which Deku was there that day because he was basically had to be watched by her. So he was at the military base, which they do allow children there sometimes, because some teenagers have kids. Some adults have kids, and they don't have people to watch them, so they allow them on the base, and basically like lower ranked soldiers will watch them, or no higher ranked officers would watch them because they don't have things to do. So Deku saw his sister get killed by this person, in which she got away with it. It just chopped on up as an accident. Now, ever since then, Deku lives his life by the sword because that was one of the main weapons his sister used. So he learns how to use a sword. Now, not only did Deku's sister use a sword, but so did the other man. So you're gonna know what I'm talking about soon when I get to the part. Now, growing up, basically Deku was cold to a lot of people because he lost his sister. And he always kept a sword. He always kept two swords by him. A wooden sword and a real sword, a katana. In which the sword, what it looked like, it was actually black in color, with the blade actually being red. From all of his sister's battle, it stayed red from the blood sustained on it. Deku was quirkless in this one too. He did still go to the same school as Bakugo, and Deku trained like Zoro. Yes, Deku trained like Zoro, so his body is built. But he will not have a 3-sword style, 2-sword style. No, he just used one sword. But he have signature moves, which I'm gonna make up on the spot. I don't write things down. I don't get evidence for anything. I don't do anything like that. I just go off what I know in my mind, and that's it. I like to freeform things. Everybody talking about a script. I don't do scripts. If it sounds like I'm making something up on the spot, that's what I'm doing. So, Bakugo and his goons, everyone at school try to downplay Deku because he's quirkless, but every time they get shut up when he actually hits them with the wooden sword, because he swings so hard that basically he can cut through things with just a wooden sword. Like that one time, somebody pissed him off, and he cut down a window by just swinging his sword to the right, and a whole bunch of windows was cut. And those windows were made to stop people with strength enhancing quirks. Not to All Might's level, but they could handle a lot of punches. And it was supposed to stop bullets and everything else. So with Deku cutting them easily, scared the life out of a couple kids. So now we go to present time. Deku's like 12. He's 13. Deku no longer keeps the last name Midoriya, but his first name is still Izuku. So I was thinking about what Deku's name would be, so I'm just gonna make one up. Now I'm just gonna keep it as Izuku Midoriya. It makes more sense. Izuku Midoriya, or I'm just gonna call him Deku in this one. As Deku is a little bit colder, well, he don't. Let me tell you what he do. He don't act cold, but inside he's really cold. He just acts. Well, he acts like Deku in canon, like not like scared or anything. He just acts friendly. He's always happy and stuff like that. But that's just to hide the pain of losing his sister and killing a whole bunch of people. Now, Deku did not just kill that one man, he killed a lot of other people. Because he was a swordsman, so many other people challenged him. And so there's been thousands upon thousands of deaths of people that just challenged swordsmen, because there's a lot of swordsmen throughout Japan. And they all died, with Deku being one of the most prominent ones because he kills pretty fast. He's pretty strong, and there's another swordsman in his area. Well, not in his area, like his city and stuff like that. Well, around where he lives, but there is another swordsman. So, now it's the 10 months training. Deku just used the beach. He cleans up the beach. He did that for like some training, but that didn't really do much to him anyway, because his body was already beefy. The sludge villain attack don't happen because Deku never went under the bridge. All Might caught the sludge villain. Now, the reason I ain't do the like teacher things like that with last day of school, I didn't do that because I really didn't want to. It was basically anyway, it's gonna be the same thing. But Bako trying to make Deku quit, but Deku ain't listening. Deku don't have the hero notebook because he don't really care about heroes that much. He care about them, but he don't like care about right now their quirks and everything. Cause he can just remember it off his head, and he can remember every single last detail of their quirk. Because he's just that good at analysis. All Might caught the sludge feeling he brought it to prison because he didn't really waste his time talking to Deku, so he got sludge feeling to the police station in time. Bako get caught, and All Might doesn't find a successor. So he just gives the quirk to Mirio. Now, like I said, Deku cleaned up the beach for 1 month, and the rest of the 9 months he did with practicing his sword, and also studying, which Deku was extremely smart. So when it's time for entrance exam, Deku goes. He sees this girl, basically brown hair, round face. She's about to trip. So Deku grabs her and tells her she should watch out, as he had a smile on his face as he just kept walking in. No, it is not the ship. The ship is something different. As he gets in, he just sits down in one of his seats, and President Mike basically explaining everything. They do the written portion. Deku does it in just a couple of minutes. He goes up, turns on his paper, and he goes to the next exam area. Now he gets 100% marking on his paper because he was the only person to ever actually be smarter than Nezu. Second place, they almost got 100 marks, but they just missed one question. That's the question that Nezu messed up. Well, on purpose. Now, waiting for everyone else, Deku's just sitting down. He's just sitting down. Now, he did register his swords so he can use them. No, even though they say other people cannot use their weapons, but they see that Deku uses his weapons, and he don't really need to use them, but he uses them because that's what he's most proficient in. So they allow him to use it. So he just has the swords on him at all times. They're basically attached to his belt, and basically his wooden sword attached to his belt, but the real sword, the katana, is attached to the sheath that's attached to also his belt and stuff like that. So he's waiting. President Mike gives the explanation after everyone gets in there. Ida still stands up, talking about President Mike. UA makes such a drastic mistake. I cannot believe it. He doesn't go off on. Well, he does go off on Deku, talking about like you with the swords. Why do you have weapons in here when they clearly said no weapons? President Mike then says, yeah, you kids sit down. You interrupting my speech. I'll just finna get to that. As he feels embarrassed because President Mike just basically embarrassed him. And then he says the reason that kid had swords is because Huey allowed it. So Ida feels even more embarrassed. So after President Mike gives a speech about 0 point and stuff like that, everyone gets their area code that they go to, like which battlefield you go to, which city. After they all get there, Deku's in the same battlefield or cannon, and he just tries to go to see Uraraka because Uraraka is nervous, so he's walking up to her. This when Ida stops him, says, "Why are you trying to interrupt that girl?" He basically trying to make her fail or something like that. Deku just moves his arm with zero effort, which Ida finds strange. That he thought he had a good grip on Deku's shoulder, but he used his arm so easily. So Deku gets to the front. He talks to Rocky, makes it so she can focus, makes it so she will actually pass. Basically, giving her advice to stay calm, stay smooth and collected, and don't let your emotions get the better of you. so President Mike starts to open the gate and he says that he's getting ready to count down, but Deku already ran through. And everyone says, what is he doing? Basically, President Mike just said, go. Why is he rushing in there? As President Mike says, go. Basically, there's no countdown in the hero's battle. Follow that kid. So everyone starts to go in there, but they see the wasteland that most of the cities become. Like, no buildings and nothing like that is destroyed, but there's robots just littered everywhere. So Deku decides to leave them some points so they can actually pass, but Deku destroys a lot of robots and stuff like that. He used one of his favorite moves, the Dragon Slice. This, what it does is, it looks like a manifestation of a dragon where she just slices, like the dragon actually comes to life and they start going through a lot of robots. Then he used another move, Crescent, Slash, which makes like a moon shape that goes and cuts down robots, but only goes in one direction. Not like the dragon that goes all around. So after that's done, Deku has a lot of points. I mean a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. Right now he has 300 points. So he's just calming down so everyone else can get points. Now, while he's doing that, Araka actually gets, trapped on the rubble. That's when a 0-pointer comes out. Everyone else runs away, scared that they'll get caught, get hit by the 0-pointer, and that it's too big, they cannot take it down. Deku sees Araka, he rushes in there using the flash step. He gets the rubble off her, picks her up, and then rushes her over to where, a safe area is. He puts her down. He goes back to the robot. He says, it's going to need one of my special moves, in which she says Nova Slash, in which this is a very fast slash. And what it does is basically creates a lot of friction, making fire flash. And this fire is so hot that it burns a lot of things. So it burns right through the robot and then into the air. And everyone just sees, like, they just hear this loud noise. So what this noise is basically the air refueling where Deku slashed at, because he slashed so fast and because it was so hot, it actually basically melted away the oxygen that was in that place, like the space that was in that place, creating a shockwave. I should get back to doing my work, but I don't really care about it. I can do it after school. So, Deku, after doing that, he goes to see if Araka's okay. Recover Girl came and kissed Araka, making her knee okay, not knee, her ankle. Araka does not get that admiration of Deku that basically she loves him, but she do thank him and she looks up to him like he is a role model. As Deku just flash stepped away, he's waiting at his apartment for the ladder. After a week, it gets there, he goes to class. Now Deku keeps his weapons on him at all times, his swords on him at all times. So he gets to UA, he's looking for class 1A, he eventually getting there, and he sees a certain girl. This girl sees him. And immediately the girl rushes Deku and takes out her sword and tries to kill Deku. But Deku in time takes his sword out. Well, it wasn't even in time. He didn't even need time to basically stop her slash because he's way stronger than her. And she says, you bastard. So you're finally here. Now I can kill you. As Deku says, oh, I remember you. You're that sister of that dude. Well, that man. But I have no intention of killing you since you are innocent. As she said, what do you mean? What are you talking about, innocent? As Deku says, do you still have that flash drive I gave you? As she pulls it out, and Deku says, watch that video, and you'll understand what I mean. as she's still trying to kill Deku. Deku just dodging her attacks. And then after a while, everyone else gets in there, and Deku just stops her sword with just one finger. And he says, "You probably should stop. The teacher is about to get up." I says, "Huh, I don't care." And she went and sat down. Everyone is wondering why they were fighting and stuff like that. Aizawa then gets up and basically says, "All right, everyone, loud, sit down and be quiet." As everyone sits down and they're being quiet, Aizawa says, "My name is Shoto Aizawa, your homeroom teacher. Put on these uniforms and go outside." As he gives everyone a uniform, Deku just gets the uniform. He goes immediately towards the changing room. So there's the girl in question, which I'm going to reveal the later part. Not later part, later down the date in the story. So they all changing. Deku, Kirishima sees Deku's body. He says, "This dude is ripped." So he asks Deku what his training regimen is. Deku says classified information. As Kirishima is a little bit sad, says, "Ah, bro, come on, man. Don't be like that." Deku says it's still classified. That's my secret and my own secret to keep. And says, "Ah, alright." So after this is they're changing. Another does go peeking on the girls, but Deku stops and says that it's not admirable. No. That is not basically what a dude like you should be doing. No one should be peeking on girls, and if you do it again, that's at least a little bit of his bloodlust and let his sword come out of sheath a little bit, and it also releases this pressure on everyone. I'll kill you. As Mineta just stops and he just gets changed and he goes out immediately after he peed his pants. Now on the field, everyone's just sitting there waiting and waiting. Aizawa says, "All right, you're gonna be doing the quirk accession test." Now Araka says, "What about orientation?" Aizawa says, "This is a free-form school. That means I can do whatever I want with my classes." As he calls upon Deku because Deku got first place, Baku's a little bit mad. Aizawa says, "What's the farthest you got in middle school when you threw the ball?" Deku says about 2,000 meters. Everyone is shocked. Like I said, Deku's body is built. Aizawa says, "No, throw it with your full strength," because you already know that Deku is quirkless. So Deku throws it with his full strength. His strength got better than what it was in middle school, so he gets at least 2,700. So Aizawa says, "All right, you guys will be using your quirks from here, and let's get this started." Now the race, Deku gets first place over Ida. Even though Ida has a speed quirk, Deku has speed techniques, where she was flash step to get to the end and pretty fast, movements. Now I do believe that some people can actually move this fast. Like if you have actually read or seen the new chapter of Baki, it's the manga, not the movie, TV series or anime. I sometimes look at YouTube for the manga of some some manga. I don't know what it just said, manga. And I saw, this YouTuber who is doing Baki, and Baki uses a technique that makes his body move very, fast. I forgot what it's called, but this technique is a speed technique that he invented by studying an animal, and he moves very fastly. So let's just keep going with the what if. So I'm tired. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna do the next part soon, probably. So all the other events go with Deku getting first place and Mineta getting the boot. So Mineta gets kicked out of UA instead of getting placed in the class 1B because he tried to basically rope some of the girls before he went. in which Deku stopped him from doing it. So Mineta was walking home after everything was done. Everyone, got changed, got dressed, went back, and they went through the rest of the day. And then Mineta was still there for the rest of the day because he had to leave after the rest of the day. He never come back to school. So after they leave, no one really wanted to talk to Deku. Well, some people talk to Deku. Deku sees this girl he gets a liking to. Her name is Mina. And Mina gets a liking to Deku, so they start to talk more. And everyone else can notice that they're actually liking each other, but Deku don't know because he hasn't really fell in love with anyone before. So, Mineta's walking home, and he goes to an alleyway. Now, while walking home, someone walked up behind Mineta. Mineta, turned around to see, oh, how are you doing? Izuku. As Izuku just cut Mineta's head off right then and there. As he cleaned off his blade, but it's already red anyway from all the blood. He took Mineta's body and he hit the body, basically get rid of the body. It got destroyed. So Mineta went missing. No, it's no saying that Mineta's missing, but Mineta in truth is dead, killed by Izuku. I wanted to kill Mineta so bad. So, next day, they get to school, and basically they're sitting in class. Momo has still yet to use the flash drive. Yes, it's Momo that the swordsman other than Deku. Deku killed Momo's brother, and Momo's brother killed Deku's sister. So All Might comes in and says, I'm coming to the door like a hero. Everyone, basically agrees All Might. And Deku don't really care that much anyway. Because All Might's not his favorite hero. He don't really have a favorite hero. His favorite hero was his sister, but she was not really a hero, but he loved his sister that much. He views her as a hero. So after this done, they change into their hero costumes. Momo is a little bit different. It's less revealing than in canon. But she can still use her quirk, it's just less revealing. So she still keeps her quirk. So in the room, they have a computer system in which Momo thinks about it. He says, she just immediately says, okay, I'm finna check out what this USB drive is. So she plugs it up and she's typing through the things to get it open. She gets it open and she sees a video. Everyone else sees this video too. Deku is not there yet. They see this green-haired person that looks a little bit like Izuku. This teenager, not teenagers, person in her 20s or 30s that look just like Izuku. They noticed that not 20s or 30s, not 30s, 20s, that look just like Izuku, but a female version, gets stabbed by a sword in the back by this dude that looked just like Momo. A male version of Momo, and he runs off after stabbing her in the back. And then we see a lot of military people come around, and they see a little kid with green hair run up to this woman crying and stuff like that about his big sister. And they see that the eyes of this kid, they go from basically looking like normal eyes, like the green and bright, the dark green, to looking brighter and having the slit like cat eyes, slit like cat eyes, in his irises. So they noticed just then his bloodlust activated because all the other soldiers either fell down to the ground, passed out, some dead, and some basically just cowering in fear because Deku's bloodlust is so immense. We didn't see later on, as that basically finishes, we didn't see what happened that night that Deku killed that man. And then we hear the conversation. So, you are the one who killed my sister, aren't you? As the man says, kid, I killed a lot of people. What do you mean, killed your sister? As Deku shows the picture of his sister, and says, yeah, kid, I killed her. I know her name. Izumi. Timu Mizumi Izumi. I just have to make that joke. Her name was Izumi Midoriya. She was my teammate, as you could say. Deku says, I know. I was there when you killed her. As everyone's just watching this video, as I see Deku says, Deku noticed, in the corner, he notices Momo, and the video pans over to see Momo banging on the bulletproof door. As the man says, what, you gonna kill me in front of my sister like I did in front of yours? As Deku says, that's a good idea. As Deku slits the man's throat and killing the man instantly. Everyone is shocked by this video that they just saw. They just saw Deku kill somebody. So Deku gets in there. Everyone is questioning him, like, did he actually kill someone? Is he a killer? What is he doing? Some people are scared of him and stuff like that. And Deku sees the video on the screen. It's paused because it was over. And Deku says, yeah, I do kill people. They say, what do you mean you kill people? Like, I thought you just killed that one person. Deku says, I'm a swordsman. What do you think people do when they notice that a swordsman's around? They challenge him. And because my role as a swordsman, I am forced to take upon a challenge. And since it is a challenge, it is a fight to the death, in which I have to fight to the death. Now, this is how the team's gonna be made for the feelings. Deku and Momo, yeah, they're gonna hate each other. Versus Bakugo and Ida. So Deku and Momo, when they immediately get on the same teams, you can see the tension around them. Just bloodless going everywhere. Electricity coming from the eyes, looking at each other. They just hate each other because of Momo hated Izuku because he killed her brother, even though her brother was in the wrong. Deku just don't like her because he don't like her. They also tried on many occasions to kill each other. Well, not really Deku. He never intentionally tried to kill her, but she always tried to kill him, which he's aggravated about. And everyone can visibly see that in Momo picture, she has like some kind of just manifestation of herself. And Deku is just like a demon behind her is just the manifestation of her own, self-portrait of herself, like Angel. So we see Angel and a demon fighting each other. It's what they, manifest, like their, it's like their shadows turn into like a demon and an angel. And it just manifests the full clothing of one and the full, basically, details. And they just see Deku's sword in Momo's neck, and Momo's sword at Deku's neck. So everyone's wondering why they can see this picture. It's just so weird. Deku not really wanting to waste time, so All Might says go. Deku flash step to the bomb and touch it. Momo does the same thing, flash stepping there too. Every swordsman knows flash step is one of the basic moves. So flash step is a basic swords move, but everyone else has different, like, it's a swordsman movement. So every swordsman will know either the flash step, the body flicker, or basically the one that the hollows do. They know any of the basically movement techniques. They're gonna have any of them. So Deku and Momo knows a flash step because that's dedicated to the area. Like their area of swordsmanship, like which region they're from, that's where they will be learning. Like in their part of Japan, that's their movement technique. But different parts have like not flash step, body flicker, and other things like that. But the swords techniques, they all different depending on the person. Like you make your own swords techniques, or you just copy someone else's. Deku made his own. His sister had her own. No, his sister was green, so she had more of a plant-based, attacks. Deku had more of like animals, stuff like that, and just anything kind of attacks. Like he'd make any of them. So after they done that, when else does their exam, I'm gonna get to the next part next time. Peace out. See you guys next one.